Right, full Mudder CX race today for National Series Round 1. Let's have a look at just how easy it is when you're on a waxed chain and drivetrain to reset everything after such an event. And then imagine that versus those on an oil or wet lube with solvents and degreasers trying to reset their chain. You will be able to imagine what's easier. Right, so how easy is cleaning up your chain after a full Mudder CX with Wax Life? So I'll probably put a picture up before this, showing what the chain was before bike jet wash. And then we still have a chain with a good bit of mud on it. If you've got an oil or wet lube chain, your job is quite tricky because obviously all that crap is absorbed into an oil or wet lube, which you need solvents to then flush clean, which is a right pain as well as a cost. Whereas with Wax Life, you boil up the kettle. You can see the amount of mud in bath 1 there. I'll just decant that out a bit. Sorry to run away a little bit, but yeah, we're left with a fair bit of mud particles. See that one there. So bath 2. Bath 2 will already look a whole lot better. We have some wonderful chooks. Very interesting in how to clean your wax chain post CX. Bath 2 looks a fair bit better. And bath 3. After this, we'll just literally blow it dry, and I will put it through the 2-pot system like a boss, and the chain will be ready to rock. How easy is that? Ta-da! Alright, so I won't bore you with a couple of minutes of heat gun drying, but basically after the boiling water flush rinses, just blow your chain dry with a hairdryer or a heat gun. Better than compressed air. The hairdryers and heat guns will heat up the chain to very hot from deep inside the chain. It bats the water out from inside where we really want the chain to be dry. It doesn't take too long at all, and then we are ready for Wax Life like a boss with a 2-pot system. So you'll note I've already got the chain before it's on the hanger. I will put that into pot 1. Pot 1 has a raised bed to keep the chain off the bottom, so any remaining stuff will melt out of the chain, especially once I bring it out ready for pot 2, and any excess drips, whatever contamination has been brought into this pot from the re-wax into pot 1 will contaminate the wax in this pot, and that will settle down to the bottom. We don't swish in pot 1, and then we'll be back. I'll let that rest for a bit. I want any remaining residual wax inside to get up to temp, melt off, and then we'll be ready to put it in pot 2 shortly. Alright, so it's had a nice little soak. So I've come back after mucking around with some other things. Just gently remove that, let the bulk just drip back off into pot 2. Nice old swish, and then we will just hang that to set. And that will just drip back into the pot. Lovely. Alright, we'll come back for reinstall maybe, but that's pretty much it. Chain is reset. It is ready to rock awesomely again. Alright, because I don't have the oil as a wax chain, this is just literally post jet wash, so everything looks great. If I was using oil or wet lube, it would be quite some job because all the mud and oil and wet lube would be stuck to the cassette and chainring, and that is a lot of faff to then get clean. This took a jet wash all of about a minute, and we are looking yeehaw. Alrighty, time to pop the chain back on. So freshly waxed from what we demonstrated before. Normally I would have this over at my little station to just pull it through a round piece of plastic to do the initial wax bond break, but I'll just quickly do it here for today's purposes, because yeah, freshly waxed chains, they are pretty stiff. Okay. Of any of reinstalling chains, this one's slightly more than involved in a road bike where you've got narrow, wide teeth to line up the links with on both the chain ring as well as the pulleys. There. Right lengths on the right tooth profile. There. I may or may not want to use the mat hanger function. I'll just do that there so I'm not fighting against the force of the net. Get my master link. Line up the pin through the lock-in channel. These are quite handy because they're just a squeeze, so you can hold the link firm, squeeze that, lock on both sides, release the hanger, and there you go. Ready to rock the next riding event.